Hi, this is Krishna Karthik Nanduri and I'm going to explain Case 4 assignment None of Our Business. This is Team 16 and our team members are Avinash Panda, Bhavya Polavarapu, Nitesh Reddy Kokam and Venkatesh Mora. Important facts are Dante Sorella is the CEO of RAND Electronics, one among the top 5 markers and integrators of radio frequency identification RFID tags and readers in the United States. RAND Electronics developed inventory tagging technologies allowing the manufacturers and retailers to streamline their supply chains. Companies like RAND Electronics were targeted by politicians, consumer advocates, religious leaders and other company executives. Dante at Live Wireless Conference organized by Silicon Valley consultancy Cybrum described how US military was tagging and monitoring containers of battle supplies from troops in Iraq. Childware is a Texas-based company operating from Austin taken an initiative to test RFID using an electronic ID tag which can track the children's location with the help of readers. Cool Kids is a clothing company, shortened its name as KK Incorporated, remodeled and redesigned its products in 2004, which resulted 77% in sales. KK hired RAN Electronics to manage the miscounts and stockouts by equipping with tags and readers to get a clear picture of how many items were moving out of the warehouse. The goal was to get clear picture of how many items were moving out of the warehouse and when to have the database. With the new database created, there was 3% drop in stockouts and more accurate inventory counts. Caps and visors are box sellers of KK, so they are focusing more on to implement the front end and expecting Dante suggestions to improve the customer's experience. KK would like to embed flat tags in the bills of its caps and associate with the customer data for using it when the shopper next visits the shop. Countries like Asia, Canada have regulations in collecting, using and disclosing the personal information of public. Dante wanted to check KK outlets in person and been to new outlet opened near Riyadh headquarters and observed that at least half the customers were KK caps and visors. What Dante needs to advise KK to do tagging its products to improve the customer. The key issues are what measures Dante can take in addressing the security concerns of RFID to promote it in a positive way, what alternatives Dante can suggest to KK Incorporated in improving customer experience, and if RFID tracking system is implemented by KK Incorporated, how does it securely track the child customers to convince their parents. And the first key issue is what measures Dante can take in addressing the security concerns of RFID to promote it in a positive way. And the alternate course of actions are introducing classic cryptographic methods and hash functions in protecting personal privacy and tag memory, implementing tag passwords and pseudonyms, collaboration with organizations to develop more stronger security system. What measures Dante can take in addressing the security concerns of RFID to promote it in a positive way. And the first alternate course of action is introducing classic cryptographic methods and hash functions in protecting personal privacy and tag memory. And the pros are we can keep the system secure by implementing rewritable memory and encryption techniques. With the help of hash function schemes, we would make the RFID system more secure. Hash lock schemes and hash chain schemes are some examples. More chances in improving the efficiency. Hash functions would make the tracing difficult for the hackers, and the cons are high startup costs and more difficulty in implementation. Encryption techniques make the system more complex and need decoding of messages while reading. And the second alternate course of action is implementing tag passwords, locking the tag memory and pseudonyms. Pros are prevents the tags from being read by hackers without owner's permission. Information can be logged by making the chip read only, providing proof of origin. Pseudonyms maintains the consumer privacy by changing the serial number every time it's read. Unauthorized tag tracking is more difficult. Cons are no rewriting can be possible on the chips with read only. There will be millions of passwords by having unique password for every chip. Possibility for multiple scans of same tag makes it cycle through all the possible pseudonyms. And the third alternate course of action is collaboration with organization to develop more stronger security system. And the pros are to improve relationship within an organization would be helpful in promoting RFID, and it expertises and resource sharing can develop more robust secure system and the possibility for stronger voice in the discussions. Cons Our cultural differences may affect the working environments, conflicts in working styles may occur, collaboration will be high. And the recommendation COA is introducing classic cryptographic methods and hash functions in protecting personal privacy and tag memory. Why? Because to keep the system more secure, cryptographic algorithms and methods like memory rewriting, key encryption techniques would help to great extent. Hash function schemes are most proposed methods for preserving RFID system. Hash locking, randomized hash locking, PRF and tree-based authentication schemes are some examples for proposed protocols. Considering the existing drawbacks of RFID, implementing more secure functions would improve the user satisfaction. And the second question is what alternatives Dante can suggest to KK Incorporated in improving customer experience. The alternate course of actions are implementation of RFID technology with provision of activating it when they are interested, artificial intelligence based human scanning system at each store instead of RFID tags on caps and visors, implementing chipless RFID which works based on signals and backend base. And the first alternate course of action, implementation of RFID technology with provision of activating it when they are interested. And the pros are customers are informed about the chip placement on their caps or visors, so no future issues as they may or may not activate it. Customers who chooses to activate their tag get special treatment and personal greetings. This may the customer to visit the store again, and the new customers get attracted more. The cons are not every customer would be interested in having chips on their caps. Activating, deactivating the tags and managing the data is a complex process. And the next alternate course of action is artificial intelligence based on human scanning system at each store instead of RFID tags on caps and visors. And the pros are they are more efficient and fewer mistakes with implementation of artificial intelligence, and less human intervention as scanning and altering will be automatic to staff. More safety when compared to chips installing in caps as data loss can be avoided. This method helps in detecting the customer who steal the items from stores. And the cons are quite costly to maintain and consumes more power. There is a possibility that user may cross the detector several times in a very short period of time. System works fine when people density is less and situation is not complex. And the final alternate course of action is implementing chipless RFID which works based on signals and backend database. The pros are tags use fiber which reflects reader signal instead of magnetic chips. Customers data is stored in database and only unique code based detection is used in identifying the customer. Security issues can be resolved as data will be stored in backend databases, and accessibility or authorization for processing the customer data can be granted or refused. Data protection, reader integrity and personal privacy can be achieved. The cons are devices only listen and respond and no matter who sends the request signal. If tags are not properly protected, the intruders can perform reading the writing tasks on the tags. If passwords to the tags are gained by attacker, possibility for large batch of tag can be corrupted. And the recommendation of COA is implementing chipless RFID which works based on signals and background database. This is because chipless RFID or RF fibers do not contain chips and use fiber and reflects for reader signal by providing response which can be used by identifier placed at store to read the customer data from database by accessing the unique key. Data is being decoded by the local system and passed to the database, and based on the result accessibility and authorization can be granted or refused. Reader integrity, personal privacy can also be achieved. And the final key issue is if RFID tracking system is implemented by KK Incorporated, how does it securely track the child customer to convince their parents? The alternate course of actions are track the movements of child customers only if their parents provide full permission, track every customer irrespective of their age group, collaboration with government agencies and schools for securing every child. And the first alternate course of action, track the movements of child customers only if their parents provide full permission. The pros are legal issues can be avoided by getting full permission from parents. Being honest would result in more customers. Provide full transparency with the program and intended use. Public relations can be improved. And the cons are difficult to convince parents in allowing to track details. Parents and children feel insecure if any abnormal situations occur. The second alternate course of action is track every customer irrespective of their age group. The pros are smart attendance system can be implemented to track child attendance and academic progress at schools. Constant monitoring of child's physical location can be tracked without any issues. Implementing this technology at stores would attract more technical savvy young customers. Cons. Tracking every act of child would lead to legal issues. Kids who are accustomed to the tracking process like inventory would make them feel uncomfortable. Tracking minors disturbs the public relations. The collaboration with government agencies and schools for securing every child. The pros are more chances of securing the children in less time, no legal and ethical problems due to government involvement, more parents would be interested in the program as government involvement would make them feel more comfortable. And the cons are collaboration with government organization is not very easy as we need to follow more rules and regulations. More efforts would be required for proper implementation of the process. Recommendation COA. Collaboration with government agencies and schools for securing every child. This is because it is always fair enough to collaborate with government agencies and people are involved and their security matters a lot. This process would improve the optimum safety and security of children by participating schools and parents. US Department of Education found 86% of schools reported more serious violent crimes or thefts during 2005 to 2006. Few parents are fully aware of advantages and disadvantages with tracking system. Collaboration with government agencies would encourage more parents to trust RFID technologies. Thank you.